When Biddy was transitioning from school, there's that really scary stage of what on earth are we going to do? I didn't want to sit at home all day. There's nowhere to, it's impossible. What do you do? Where do we go? So I didn't want her sitting at home all day, sitting around eating, watching telly all day, which is what she would have done. And I didn't want her going to a service and sitting there all day and being bored silly, because it was the last thing that she'd want also. So first thing that came up was she was offered a place in Move, which is, for her, it's a 6-hour session on a Tuesday, which actually she goes along and she's learning to teach other people with disabilities dance. And it's fantastic, and she's doing extremely well with that, and she's done it last year and this year. And so once we got one day, it was like, oh my God, okay, we've got one day sorted. All we've got to do is find 3 or 4 other days where she's got something happening. And it was about finding things that she's passionate about. She loves dance, she loves drama. Then we got another half day sorted with drama, and it was dance for the first part of the year and then drama. And she loves it, she adores it. They made a video yesterday, we're training video for people with disabilities about emergency sort of civil defence events, and she's a ball. She loves it. So that's fantastic. She so that was the passion, the things that she was into, and then the days just flowed on from there. So I think the biggest message I would say is don't be put off by the fact that what's she going to do? How are we ever going to fill this? Biddy's has a couple of other roles. One of those is an office assistant, and she works at the College of Midwives, and some of those people that work in that office have actually known her from when she was a child. I have a clinic next door on the Monday, and she tends to go in there for 3 hours and works, and she does a number of different tasks in the office and is totally one of the team.
Do you enjoy working here?
Yes.
Well, not too hard with you.
Right. And what's your favourite thing? Thing is spitting.
Shredding. Yeah. I've always got lots of shredding.
Yeah, she knows the shredding. Yeah.
And Biddy's mum, Anne, asked us, would it be okay if Biddy came and did some work experience for us? And we said no problem at all. As we know Anne quite well, because she used to pop in anyway and have a cup of tea with us if she's waiting for a client, we knew Anne really well, and we said no, that's absolutely fine. We'd enjoy having her coming in on Mondays and giving her some work. I recommend other employers should take on people and help them as well, because you're helping the person feel more confident in that they're contributing to their work, and it makes them really feel important, and you feel good because you've helped them as well. We keep the work for her to do, and it is something that has to be done. It's not work that's made up, it's just work that has to be done, and we think, oh, Biddy can do that. We'll put that aside and save that for you for Mondays.
In doing this, tell me a little.
Trained her, yes. Yeah.
Just explain a little bit in what way she was trained.
Well, for the different jobs, we'll just run by her to show her how you do it, and then we'll get her to do that, and we'll just watch her to make sure that she is doing the job right, and then we just leave her to it once she's got it all correct.
Biddy, do you enjoy your work at the New Zealand Midwifery College?
Yes, I like it. I like it a lot.
What do you enjoy about it?
Meeting new people.
Is it busy? Do you have a lot of work to do, or can you manage?
A few, but it's really busy.
So how often do you work here at the college?
Just on Mondays with my mum.
Cool. Look, we can
She does work next door.
The other role she's just got into this term is working as a childcare assistant, and she's just working very gently, working into that role. She's fabulously supported by one of the women at Steiner in the early childcare unit that she's at in the room, and they are fantastic at just including her and gradually increasing her responsibility, and she's loving being part of that, and it's a lovely environment. They're very much strength. They look at encouraging people's strengths, and she's very much treated as part of the team there also. So that's been fantastic. The other thing that's really important is you think, oh, I don't want to ask people. I don't want to ask people if she could go and work there. But it's about, Biddy ended up working the 2 places that she's actually going and doing experience with work. are things that have gradually just come up because I've asked and it's through my contacts. So you do have to ask, and people are really, really willing to help and support, and they just sort of, it's like, oh, of course we can provide some support. Well, yeah, not support, but we can provide, Biddy with some opportunity to come and do some work experience. They're very willing to do it. So, and for one of them, it wasn't going to happen last year. It wasn't appropriate, and I didn't follow up on it this year. But in fact, the offer came back at me saying, hey, look, it would work this year. Would you like Biddy to come along and do 3 hours on a Friday? And it's been fantastic, and she's really loving that. So it's about, don't close the door once somebody said no. Just always say, oh, well, if something does come up, I'd really appreciate that. Or if you hear about any opportunities where you think this might work, but he's into this and this, if you think there's anything that you might hear about that might be, that might be interesting for her and sort of work within her area of passion in life, then actually that's what you need to go for. So I think it's about looking at what your person's into and then trying to get the work, trying to find the work or the experiences that are going to be meaningful and give them some roles in life. That would be my sort of advice, really. I think it's about looking, the glass should always be half full. Never think it's always really tough. Think, if I don't go out there and try for something, then actually it's not going to happen. It's the same rule for us as it is for them, as it is for our children. If we don't actually give them if we don't role model that positiveness in life, then actually they won't have the positiveness.